My name is Detective Constable Roger Villaflor, the Toronto Police Sex Crimes Unit. I'm here today to update the media and the public with new information with respect to Gordon Stuckless. He was recently arrested today, and now he faces further charges. I'd like to first mention that I can't discuss any evidence with respect to this matter, and I can't discuss the first investigation that occurred in the 80s, early 90s. I'd like to start off by reviewing quickly the news release that was released on February 7th, 2013, where it is alleged that Mr. Stuckless was in the late 1970s, was a teacher and a volunteer at a local community center and sport clubs, and that he has sexually assaulted two youths, then 11 and 13 years of age, at a school, at community centers, and other various locations in Toronto. Mr. Stuckless was arrested at that time and charged with six counts of indecent assault male, assault, possession of weapon, or imitation. And at that time, police believed there may be more victims. I'd like to thank the members of the media for picking up on that story at that time. It garnered national and international media attention, and as a result, Toronto Police received numerous information from the public and the community with respect to information and tips to assist in the investigation, and most importantly, new complainants have come forward with allegations that date back to that same time period. I'd like to quickly review the new press release that you will be receiving shortly after this press conference, that the Toronto Police would like to make the public aware of further charges to an ongoing historical sexual assault investigation. It is further alleged that in the 1960s and the late 1970s, Stuckless volunteered at local sports clubs as a coach and was also employed at Maple Leaf Gardens. Stuckless befriended the boys who were between 9 and 13 years of age. Stuckless has sexually assaulted them at various locations within the city of Toronto and also at Maple Leaf Gardens. He was arrested today and further charged with 9 counts of indecent assault male, 5 counts of gross indecency, and buggery. He is set for court. His next appearance at Old City Hall on May 3rd, 2013 at 9 a.m., courtroom 111. I'll be taking any questions. The Toronto Police is currently investigating 5 new male adult victims. I can tell you that we received and investigated more than that, but those offenses occurred outside of the city of Toronto. We're currently investigating 5 new complainants, which investigations occurred within the city of Toronto. I can tell you that those other complainants have been referred to the region of York, and York Regional Police is currently conducting an investigation with respect to those complainants.
How many more? In addition to the 2 defendants?
Correct.
How many more complainants have been referred to York Police?
I can't get into the York Police investigation. It's not surprising that complainants would come forward from the region of York, as it's well known that Mr. Stuckless did spend a considerable amount of time in the region of York in the same capacity as a teacher and also in a volunteer in the minor sports community.
In February, you suggested that you wanted the public to come forward in case there were more victims out there. Are you seeing the same thing now, or?
Correct. I believe there are more victims still out there.
Still?
Yes.
Can you say anything, did the victims say anything to you about why they chose to come forward now? I mean, you mentioned the media attention, but it's been decades upon decades. Can you just say, what the passage of time may have done for these victims?
Well, I'd like to reiterate that there is no template or perfect time frame for someone to come forward with respect to offenses similar to this. You have to remember that when the first investigation commenced, these men were in their 20s, with a dynamic point in their life, a different stage in their life, and for personal reasons, they were unable or just not ready to come forward at that time. With the passage of time, these men have grown and are at a different stage of their lives and have come forward. They feel more comfortable. When speaking to these men, the commonality is that they want to hold Stuckless accountable for what had happened, and they want to see justice. And I feel that they are seeking a sense of closure going forward.
These charges are from the acts committed in the 60s and 70s, correct?
Correct.
So is there any indication that Mr. Stuckless has been active in recent years?
There is no indication that I know of.
What sorts of victim services would be available for people who decide to come forward now, who may still be struggling with something?
Yep, the Toronto Police does offer an in-house victim services unit that can help them with any process that they need with coming forward and anything thereafter.
Can you tell us what school it is that the assaults occurred?
I can't mention that right now.
Any other questions?
Is it believed right now York Regional Police, Toronto Police are investigating? Is there any belief that there's other police stations that could also have victims be coming forward in the future?
I don't have any indication that there are other offenses that occurred within the GTA. Like I said, York Regional Police is conducting their own investigation with respect to other numerous complainants that have come forward, and we're working in partnership with York Regional Police in the sharing of our resources and information to assist one another's investigation.
Stuckless in custody?
Pardon me?
Is Mr. Stuckless in custody?
He's not being held in custody.
Was he arrested?
He should have been released or in the process of being released in another undertaking.
What's your message to any other victims who might be out there who are considering coming forward?
My message is that they're not alone, as you can tell, and I hope that they do find the courage to come forward as these other men have.
Can you explain to the victims why, after this many charges, he still gets released? He still gets released. Can you explain that?
Well, I can't comment on that at this time.
Any other questions?
Can you just quickly list the charges one more time?
Yeah. The current charges he faces are 9 counts of indecent assault male, 5 counts of gross indecency, and 1 count of buggery.
What's gross indecency?
It's more of an overall encompassing charge that incorporates all of the indecent assault male and buggery. But these are corresponding charges with respect to the time at that to the time frame. That language is from back into the 1960s and 70s, and we must apply those charges appropriately.
So
Last question?
just to confirm, so there are the 2 men who came forward in February and 5 additional, 7 altogether within the last.
7 altogether that the Toronto Police is investigating.
Plus the 2 you mentioned today?
No, there's 2 in February, 5 today, 7 in total with the Toronto Police.